Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I'm Step and this is going to be part 40 of my early campaign. We're playing as England. And we are going to continue to wage a war against the Spanish. Although I do suspect that their war is going to be winding down at this point. Since the Italians have joined the war on my side 2 episodes ago, the sea battle has really started to swing in my favor and the Italians' favor. The Spanish forces are getting picked off. Slowly but surely. Their largest concentration on the oceans is going to be here in the Atlantic Ocean currently, although they are sort of letting these units kind of get separated and singled out. Anytime they do advance out, as they have here, they are going to get picked off. Like this fleet of barks is going to be picking off this caravel, and it will not be able to escape because this is a slower boat than my barks. So that's going to be going well. The Italians, on the other hand, are sort of losing some ground against the Spanish forces in Iberia and Morocco. The Spanish are taking back Morocco and Cordoba. So that's slightly concerning. I do want the Italians to do well here. I suppose more so just because they have a position here in Central Europe, or in Central Europe. And they are currently bordering the Poles, as well as many other factions. And the Poles are starting to get dogpiled by a few other factions, but they're kind of the weaker factions. The Papacy, the Byzantines, the Danes actually have taken Pomerania, but I don't know if that's going to be lasting a long time because the Poles do own Prussia, Poland, Brandenburg, Saxony. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can kind of gang in here and take back Pomerania. So, you know, and the Novgorods, they did attack the Poles, but they did not accomplish anything. And the Byzantines as well, they've just been playing defense this entire campaign. So the factions that are at war against the Poles, I don't know if they're going to be enough. And I kind of want, going back to the Italians, I kind of want them to be strong enough, you know, after their war against the Spanish, to be able to wage war against the Poles. They're not at war currently. I just kind of hope that they will be. You know, they border them in quite a few places, but Bavaria, Saxony, Austria, yeah, all along here. So there are places where, you know, conflicts could kick off eventually. And I want this to be a strong Italy, not a fractured, I mean, it is fractured just by the nature of their conquest pattern or path. But strong, you know, I want them to be strong, obviously, and rich and powerful. So I'm going to continue to do what I can to help the Italians out. I did bribe this army here in Cyrenasia, and before I forget, I wanted to make sure that I destroy these buildings, mostly the border fort, so that I can park a spy here. The spy is currently here because I just moved it here. But yeah, I wanted to destroy this building so that I can keep that spy here even after the Spanish take it back, which I imagine they will. I kind of am counting on it. I want this armies kind of collapsing on this army that I've bribed and maybe take some losses. Who knows? But anything to kind of weaken the Spanish is all good. So I'm going to be destroying, yeah, and I can destroy that. And I can destroy the farmland. And the master horse breeder as well. I guess I could keep the port, actually, just in case I end up getting a ceasefire with the Spanish. Then I will have a province and a port that I can trade with, so that's fine with me. They can't really use it. They don't have, you know, now, once their fleets are destroyed, you know, they're not going to be doing much with that port themselves. But if I can go back to trading with it at some point, that's all fine, you know? So I'll leave that port there, and then they made their attack on Tripoli in that last turn. I defended it well enough. The Spanish forces, I would say, are pretty broken out here in the east. They could still, if they wanted to, take forces from Syria, Arabia, and Sinai and collapse in on Palestine. That would be their best chance. I don't think that the forces in Syria themselves are now strong enough to take on any one of Tripoli, Antioch, or Edessa. So that's not too much of a concern. However, I'm a little bit surprised that the Spanish are sitting pat here in Toulouse. They have the strength to at least make a push against Aquitaine or Anjou, and I don't know why they haven't. They are, oh, well, I guess, yeah, since they are at war with the Italians, I guess this is an actual threat here. the Italian presence in Provence and Burgundy. So that would explain it, I suppose. Yeah, they don't want to launch their forces from Toulouse in fear that the Italians could come on in and take Toulouse. So I guess that makes sense. And I wonder if that's going to be the status quo going forward, if they're just going to maintain this large force here and not do anything with it for fear of, being neighbored by 4 enemy provinces, which, yeah, that makes sense. Like that's, I feel that, I get it. The Italian navies, I wonder if they can reinforce their Iberian possessions. They don't have a fleet linking to these regions. They could potentially, attack Aragon, I suppose. That's an option. And I'm going to be picking up one of these boats here, one of the Spanish boats here in the Straits of Gibraltar, as well as that boat. And yeah, up here, the problem is that despite the fact that I do have 6 deep sea worthy naval vessels, 3 cogs and 3 caravels, and I do have a 2-star admiral. Yes, I do. Even with that kind of still looks a little bit too even for my liking. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but like anything that looks close to even for naval fights does not feel good. You kind of want it to be like substantially in your favor to risk that attack. So, to take those 6 boats into the Atlantic Ocean and, say I win it, but I lose 5 boats, it's like, damn, that's a big investment that I've just lost. More so in time than money, even. It's just a lot of time to build these boats. I think do the cogs take 4 turns? Yeah, they do. That's a long time, man. Yeah, 4 turns for a boat. That's okay. Now, one thing that I was looking at, so yes, to go back to the polls, now I'm wondering, since I'm kind of feeling a bit better about the war against the Spanish at this point, I can continue some agent actions. I don't know if it has accomplished much. I mean, it's obviously, it got me Cyrenacia, and there was a Spanish civil war that led to the Italians buying off those rebel armies and taking these provinces. So there is that. Did I cause that civil war? I don't really know. The Spanish did, for instance, they took Palestine briefly, and then I took it back. And by losing that province, that, caused their king to lose enough influence to cause a civil war. I didn't know. Was it? I'm trying to remember. Did the civil war happen right after the Spanish king had died, and then the new king had taken power? Because that might have been it. I don't know. So I don't know if my agents. What I'm trying to say is I don't know if my agents really did much. They may have, the whole spying on generals does cause them to lose loyalty eventually. The Inquisitors cause them to lose dread eventually over time. And the Assassins caused them to lose piety over time, I think. A bunch of failed assassination attempts. Not that I've really used too many Assassins in this war against the Spanish. But the other agents, yeah, sure. And I've done some work with the Inquisitors. They really have been somewhat successful in, killing Spanish generals. So maybe, I did cause some trouble with those agents. And going forward, looking towards the polls and thinking, do I have opportunities to get into these territories? And I took a look at this prior to pressing record, and I would say that there are opportunities to get in. More so than I noticed before this, the polls died and then reemerged. So maybe some infrastructure was damaged in the, I don't know, the reemergence, say, or some, I don't really know, actually. But there are opportunities, like I see here, we have a spy here in Syria, right? And then there's no border fort here in Armenia, and then Georgia is just a watchtower, Khazar is just a watchtower, Volga, Bulgaria, there's nothing. So that's an opportunity right there. Border fort, yes, border fort, yes, border fort, yes. Border fort. There's opportunities though, trust me. There's, Lithuania is open, but can I get there? And I'm trying to remember. I always forget this. I can land. No, I cannot. Okay, so I do need a port to land with an agent. Okay, yeah, it's always. I don't know. I get really confused about how agents can move around sometimes. Seems like they can't they move to places that don't have ports sometimes? I don't know. Anyway, I guess not. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe I could go through Novgorod or Finland or something to get to Lithuania, but it might be off limits to me. Yeah, I don't see a way to Lithuania. Anyway, though, Moldavia just has a watchtower, and I can get there from Constantinople, which laughably just has a watchtower, which is like, come on, Constantinople. But yeah, I can get there through there to Moldavia. That's an option for me. So there's options, you know. It's not like the most, but it's something. There's places I can put spies and assassins, and obviously inquisitors can go everywhere, and that can cause issues as well. The Poles, okay, yeah, Poland itself, yeah, I have a spy there. I do, yeah. Right in the smack dab middle of Poland itself. And inquisitors, yes, are the Poles excommunicated? They're not, despite being at war with the papacy. That's just how that works, I guess. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. And I guess now that I'm looking around, actually, let me turn off this filter here and that so I can get a better look at this. So I maintained an inquisitor presence in Poland. Sweet. That helps out a lot, actually. Yeah. So I don't need to move my inquisitors back in. They're still there. In fact, I still do have some emissaries hanging about in these provinces as well. And some bishops. Yeah, all right. So the only agents that I need to move back on in are the spies in the provinces that I just mentioned. So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll see. We'll see if I can actually cause any issues, and by doing so, like maybe create some openings for the Novgorods and the Danes and the papacy to kind of tear apart the Poles. That could be kind of cool. It really would. I think that'd be really fun. As much as I love seeing a strong Poland because it's so unique, you know? Seeing like a strong Denmark and Novgorod and papacy, that'd be cool too. So, and obviously this is kind of a win con. I haven't done the math, but like, there's still quite a few counting periods left. And I would imagine how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 more counting periods. So 6 times whatever that is. Yeah, it looks dangerous enough for me to do something about it. So I think that's, you know, like I said, I'm not going to do the math, but that's simple math. If it's close, then just do something about it, right? So I think that's going to be the play, and I happen to already have the spies trained up, so I don't even have to I don't even have to do anything. They're ready to go. I can train up the replacements because spies will die. So you guys go. Do I want to train up replacement assassins? Can I get just the tier? I can get Valor 1 assassins here in Northumbria. Do I want that? Getting Valor 1 spies here in Scotland. Yeah. Yep. Maybe I do. Because, I mean, there are opportunities for assassins to slip in through the cracks here or in there, so yeah, maybe I will. And I will also keep an eye out for any Polish generals that do have traits that make them easier to bribe. Because that could be nice as well. Yeah, try to bribe some guys off and... I guess ooh, actually, that declares war, though. That's true, yeah. See, I kind of wanted to mess up the Poles without having to declare war against them. I suppose I'm not trading with them. How many ports do they have? Enough to make it worth trading with them? They have 1 port in Kiev. Alright, so that's 1. 2. Serbia. And then no port in Saxony. You don't own Pomerania. 3. They have 3 ports. Jesus Christ, Poland. You own a quarter of the world. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, like, it's not worth, going to war against them and losing that trade income, but I don't know anymore. That, Well, I'll see what I can do with just my spies and my inquisitors. You know, I'll see what I can do without declaring war. And then, you know, if push comes to shove, then maybe I send in an emissary and start bribing dudes and just full on declare war. But I think that by that point, like, I would wait for things to finish between myself and the Spanish for me to do that, just so that I could reconnect my trade fleets and go back to making some decent cash. I'm still at a negative right now. I'm losing 1,400 per turn, which isn't that bad considering that I have 484,000 in the treasury, so I'm fine. It's just that it'd be nice to do one thing at a time, you know, and not just kind of go, all right, let's just fuck you, Poland. like no, we'll just concentrate on the Spanish. I'll send some agents to the Poles to see what I can get started on. And in the meantime, we will see if the Spanish want to keep on attacking me. You know, they're kind of in it right now, you know, and it's you know, I could maybe send someone to try to get a ceasefire with the Spanish, but I kind of want to take more from them, or more specifically, I kind of want the Italians to take more from them. I kind of want to push them down further is what I'm trying to say here. So even if that's like just, you know, killing more of their fleets or causing another civil war or what have you. As I was saying at the beginning of this, I do kind of want the Italians to come out of this stronger, if at all possible, so that they could eventually, I don't know, push against the Poles. The Italians have a crusade marker. I wonder, remind me, the Spanish are not excommunicated. I wonder what that crusade marker, there's no Muslims, right? There's no Muslims. The Orthodox? The Byzantines? Would they do that? Send a crusade against the Byzantines? My god. Alright. Or, I don't know, the rebels here? Can they do that? It's 85% Catholic, so I kind of doubt that. Are there any other, I mean, the Novgorods? The poor Novgorods have a crusade sent their way? Like, why? What are you guys doing? Livonia is also mostly Catholic. But that's my fault, probably. Well, I don't know. Because Inquisitors, I didn't think they spread Catholicism. They root out heresy. But I don't think they spread Catholicism. That's the, it's the point of the bishop and the cardinal. Is Livonia usually Catholic? I suppose they are. I mean, if you kind of look historically, yeah, if you're talking about like the Baltic Crusades, who was it that exerted influence over the Baltics? Was it the Orthodoxy in Russia, or was it the Catholics? It was the Catholics. That was the answer. So yeah, I guess that makes sense if that's just how it is naturally. At first I was thinking it'd be, under the sway of the Orthodox Church, but I guess that's not true. Yeah, I don't think they really had much of a presence. They tried, they tried to kind of push back against the Catholics, but even today, like, right? I mean, the Baltics are the Catholic, right? The Orthodox is like literally just in, like, these days, isn't the Orthodox Church like just in Russia and maybe like the Eastern Bloc countries? Yeah, no, I guess I don't know, but I don't think it's in the Baltics in the modern current day, but I very, very well could be wrong. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to be sorting my armies out and making sure that things are looking good. I know that I need to check in on my Tripoli army to make sure that it could withstand another attack after last episode's attack. And of course, just kind of keeping tabs on the building of stuff. It looks like I'm kind of okay. I think everyone's building stuff. I don't think I want to keep training feudal knights out here in the desert. It was a fun idea. I thought that I needed them, and then I got them, and then I used them in battles. I was like, oh my god, they can't fight in deserts. Their armors. I didn't think it was that heavy. I thought feudal knights' armor was kind of middling, but they were not doing well. Even on defensive battles where they didn't have to move across the map, they were tired. So, yeah, I think that mounted sergeants might be the way to go. Yeah. and I can't train them. Not here. So I guess once this citadel's done, I should maybe build some buildings that allow me to trade mounted sergeants. And it seems silly. It's year 1306, you know, but yeah, it's probably what I need to do. Also, I was looking at my governors of my provinces to make sure that I had the right people in the right places before I started recording, and I noticed this guy stood out. Lord Wolfstand, the Count of Anjou. 2 stars, 0 acumen, 0 dread. And I'm trying to remember, like, he could not have been this bad this entire time. And he is a captain or general of a unit of Royal Knights. And yeah, I'm trying to remember. I can't quite piece it together. The governorship only gives it +1 loyalty, so it's not like I gave it to him for the command bonus. He just has that naturally. Did I give it to him to keep his loyalty up, perhaps, maybe? I don't quite know. He has natural leader, and that seems to indicate to me he might have been the unit, that is, not him himself, but the unit might have been an bodyguard for a family member at one point. But, yeah, -1 command, +3 valor, happiness and piety, more piety. But 0 acumen for, yeah, I don't like that. And I do recall looking for a governorship to give to Sir Roger Mortimer, who I have married into the family to make him a bit more loyal. Lots of dread, some, you know, decent, good command, and yes, 4 acumen as well, which is good. That's the number that I want. I want 4 acumen in my governors. And so it's, you know, it's not going to give him much, you know, a bit more loyalty, which is nice. By giving him the governorship, it would also, you know, make the income from Anjou a bit higher. Anjou is a landlocked province. Does have trade goods though? Do I have the trade stuff? I have the Merchants Guild. I don't yet have the, oh, I'm building it. Okay, yeah, I just queued it up, the Master Merchant. Okay. So, you know, 459, and then give it a bit more of a boost from that other building, and then give it a 4 income or 4 acumen governor, and, you know, it'll be better. Still nothing too crazy, but I think that's what I want to do. And then I also noticed another guy. This guy, yeah. Now, he, as you can notice, is very, very good when it comes to acumen. And he is the Earl of Mercia. And Mercia, now, this isn't an accurate understanding of what Mercia is making right now because my trade's all fucked. It's making 691, which, considering that, you know, the trade's all messed up right now, that's all, like, internal money. Which isn't bad. 691 is just, you know, considering that's without trade, that's like decent. And I am wondering, the thing is though, is that part of that 691, a big part of that 691 is coming from him and his acumen, his godly acumen. So they only have 1 trade item, which is wool. It's not nothing, but I think this is my best acumen-based governor. And he should be in a place that gives the most amount of money, which I think is Antioch. I think Antioch, with its silk and spices and gems, just Tripoli is very good as well. Silk, cotton, and then spices and sugar. Who's making more right now? So Antioch is making less than Tripoli. Huh. Who's the governor of Tripoli? Is it you? 5 acumen? Wow, that's 5 acumen after so he must have been inbred afterwards, or discovered as he was inbred. That's -3 acumen. The fact that he has 5 acumen after, you know, getting this -3 is impressive. You know, to still have 5, which is good, but it is a shame. That is a shame that, you know, an 8 acumen governor for Tripoli would have really been something. And I guess that does, you know, maybe explain why Tripoli is doing better and when it comes to income. Antioch's governor is going to be you. Yeah, a 3 acumen governor should not be the Prince of Antioch. Maybe I can see why. Master of Numbers plus, okay, you got that 3 acumen just from that 1 trait, Master of Numbers. And then brave beyond belief, +3 valor, +3 morale. For command stars, I think, and considering that you only have 5 loyalty, I imagine that I gave him the title just so that he could get some loyalty. Considering that he's married into the family, he's not in the line of succession, so he must be like an uncle or something. But he is a potential, candidate for a civil war leader, considering that, he's an actual, he's in the royal line. He's good. He has some good stats. So I can see why keeping him on side is a smart thing to do. But I might want to give him a less lucrative governorship to attend to. Like, I don't know, Brittany or something. I don't know, even Brittany has linen. But, Wales gives... Wales, are you... Wales, yes. That's +2 loyalty, okay. And sure, you have 4 acumen, which I prefer, but considering that, you're a 0-star general, you're not a general, you're a captain of a feudal knight unit, and I don't need you to have that +2 loyalty, really. That, I kind of like that idea of removing Lord Howard's title and then giving it to my Prince of Antioch guy, Lord Plantagenet. And then giving that title to this guy, the Earl of Mercia. And then maybe even I could give the Earl of Mercia's title to the guy just, Lord Howard or wherever he was. Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, like I said, for acumen that's my baseline. That's what I want for governors. So we could just do a little swapperoo like that. That would be fine. During this intern phase, the Italians were able to push the Spanish out of Cordoba. So that is good news for the Italians. And, ooh, oh, shit. Oh, that is so whack. I lost 4 boats. I attacked with 4 boats against, I think, was that just the one caravel? This might have been the fight. No, I think that was this fight. I think this is the barks versus the caravel. Here might have been barks. Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was barks and caravels or what, but I think I was attacking just one boat, was it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so gnarly. Okay, so yeah, this is the barks versus the caravel. Losing 1 bark. Okay, I'm fine with that, but yeah, that's brutal. Okay, so unrest in Aragon. This is a peasants' rebellion against the Spanish, so not like a civil war or anything, but I do have a spy here. I thought I had a spy here. Moved my spies up to Toulouse. I don't think they have a border fort in Aragon. I think I should have a spy there. Anyway, and yeah, this is the loyalist rebellion of the Spanish here in Cyrenaica, here to kick me out, which I was hoping this, I guess this was bound to happen, I guess. And the Italian Doge has died, his heir has taken over. I did relieve those, 4 governors of their titles. Yeah, so we're going to do a little switcheroo on that and make sure everyone's... they're all going to be unhappy for 1 turn, and then they're going to be like really chill when they find out what's, that's all, it's all going to work out. Let's see here. Inquisition. Here. All right. And so we're having an Inquisition here in Constantinople. It's weird. I didn't think... I keep getting... I'm sure I've seen that before where I'm like, okay, it's an Orthodox settlement, province. But yeah, can you have Inquisitions in Muslim province like that? No, right? No? Or is it just because have I raised Catholicism in Constantinople so high that it kind of like counts? Yeah, I don't know. Yep, we're getting more Inquisitions here in these provinces as well. And I was able to kill... or successfully try for heresy, like 3 or 4. Polish governors. One of them was quite good. Like one of them had a lot of acumen for Kiev. He was the governor of Kiev. And so that was a major blow to them. He had no piety, and he was stationed in a province that had high zeal. So my inquisitor had like a 94% chance of trying him successfully, and he did get the job done. So Citadel finished here in Odessa. Good job. And Shipbuilders Guild here is finished in Wessex. So now I can train cogs here as well, I think. Hound of God accused. Meister Johannes Eckhart, the Dominican scholar and leader, and the vicar of Bohemia, has been accused of questionable and heretical thought. His discussions of the soul and God show the influence of Greek and even Arabic scholarship, gasp, and are not in accordance with church doctrine. His pernicious influence has caused many to think heretical thought in Franconia, Bohemia, Friesland, and Flanders. Yeah, I don't know anything about Johannes Eckhart. Be interested to learn about him. Because I'm sure it was harmless. The messages always frame these, these variances of Christian doctrine as like these evil things and heresies, which I guess is how they were also framed historically. But then it's just like really, I don't know, to like modern folks, it's just kind of really like, what was it? Something like like the mysticism of Christianity was like one. Was that the one the Cathars were like, yeah, God and Jesus are one, and the church was like, no, they're separate. It's like separate and one, and that's like enough to cause a heresy. It's like, what? That's it. That's what caused you to kill that. Kill all those heretics because they just thought like it was like one thing compared to multiple things. It's like, Jesus Christ, you guys fucking get your priorities straight. All right, we have a daughter on the way. Yes, daughter on the way. Yes. King Richard, magnificent builder. +2 loyalty to all generals, perfect. Because I just took away titles from 4 of them, so I'm glad that they got a little boost to their loyalty just on this turn. Just perfect timing, really. And Prince John is a thinker, +2 acumen. That's the brother, I believe. +2 acumen, eh? I wonder if that's going to make him a good candidate for governorship once he dies. Of course, he cannot be a governor, but his unit captain that takes the captainship of his unit after he dies can be a governor. So that's worth keeping an eye on if I can remember to do so. And Lord Longchamp, -1 valor. You're not a star general. No, I don't see any stars on you, so I don't think I really care. It still matters though. -1 valor, even on a unit, does suck. Okay, so now I have some governorships to hand out to these people. Lord Wolfstan, so you are the one, so you are not going to get anything back. You're the one that I took your Anjou governorship, and you still have 5 loyalty, thanks to the magnificent builder trait for my king, who is 46. Yeah, you're 46. You still got some time left. So you're not going to get anything back. But then you, Sir Robert Howard, 4 acumen. So you are going to be getting... You're getting something back. Maybe Mercia. I think it's Mercia. Let me just get my... Let me just get my shit straight first. Let me just figure this out. Antioch. So I'm making 2,500. And then if I give it to, let me just, I always do this. I'm always like making, like double checking. Yes, Hugh Adwolf. It's going to be you. 3 loyalty, 1 piety. Give it to him. And then what are we looking at? We just like doubled the acumen, doubled the income for Antioch just by, and that's just with like trade in the Eastern Mediterranean. That's not trade with the Western Mediterranean and the North Atlantic. Yeah, that's crazy. So just like that, it's not quite up to Tripoli, but like it's still doing quite well. All right, so that's that, and then you're getting Wales. That's gonna give you +2 loyalty, which is gonna help. I'll appreciate that. Yes, 2 loyalty is going to you, and your 3 acumen doesn't really matter so much for Wales because it's not a big economic producer. And then yes, Mercy. So I got it right. I'm right about everything, I guess. You getting Mercia, and so 349. What was it before? Who had it before? Oh, it doesn't matter. You have it now, 486, and I think that was less. Oh yeah, right. It used to belong to this. Right. That's why it was so high. But yeah, once they get the trade connected again, Mercy will be making some money. And yeah, that's looking good. And now I think all we need to do now is, yes, Sir Roger Mortimer. And she was making 459, which is the same amount as it was before because that other guy had 0 acumen. So, gonna boost Sir Roger Mortimer's loyalty up a little bit here. And yeah, making 642, not bad. How's the income looking? We're in the positive just because we made a couple changes, eh? Probably because we lost 4 boats to the freaking fight here. Was it you? Was it you that killed me? 1 command star and a caravel, and I got 2 caravels here, so I don't want to take that fight. You know, that 1 star caravel might kill me. So let's go. Let's flee. And whether or not they can catch me is kind of, ooh, they left all their boats left the Atlantic, so they must have spread out. Anytime they're spread out, I gotta pick them off. I don't see any Spanish boats up here though. I don't, where do they go? They all went to the Western Mediterranean perhaps? Okay. Well, let's just kind of get you away, and we will see if this boat attacks. The fact that they have the same speed, I don't know quite how that works. Is that just a dice roll, whether or not they can catch it or not? I think that's how, I think it's just a dice roll, I think. And do you guys, do I want to attack now, or do I want to wait for these guys to link up with those guys? I kind of want to do that, just to minimize my losses. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's put the filter on so I can get a better view of things and see where exactly I want to go next. So I think that these are all barks up here, correct? Or no? Yes, so they're all barks. And I'm assuming this is a caravel. I think they keep using the caravel's, you know, great range to, you know, move deep into the Mediterranean. Anytime I feel like I'm getting things locked down, they keep moving on up. So I think... I want to go here just to have 2 boats there, and then yeah, I guess, you know, it seems kind of fruitless to chase because it might just move away, and it might just get away if it is a caravel. But you know, what can we do? These naval conflicts can last a long time for this reason, and you know, it can take a while to hunt down all of these parts. And there's no Spanish boats up here. Okay, so we should. Oh yeah, okay. I like that. Huh. Okay. Well, okay. Well, let's just link shit back up again up here so that at least we can. You know, we just need a boat. We need boats here in the North Sea, so that we can go back to trading with Denmark. They have, you know, three ports right here we could trade with, plus Pomerania and you know, Friesland here for the Italians. Yeah, there's a decent handful of ports in this direction that we should and could be trading with. So yeah, let's get a bark out and then a bark. Go here and then do we want to start branching out down the Iberian coast with our other barks, or do I want to keep everyone together? Let's take out my deep sea boats. I mean, I got 6, and the fact that they are a bit split up right now makes me feel like going after them. And can I get down to there? Yes, I can. I can get down to the Straits of Gibraltar. So let's see. Let's see if we can catch some boats with that fleet. And then with my remaining... Ooh, I got 2 more caravels too. Hot damn. 1 command star as well. All right, all right. Oh, it's kind of tempting to split this fleet off into like a couple, like 2 mid-sized fleets just to kind of give myself a better chance. But I don't know. This looks like at least 3 boats here, so I should probably have a big fleet to take on that fleet. Okay, so that, yeah, let's do that then. Let's put the caravels here in the Atlantic just to kind of maybe, you know, we can kind of catch something that kind of comes through, and then, like, if they just send a single caravel to the Atlantic, then maybe we can drag it down. And then, let's see, do we want to send a single bark down here? Nah, let's just... Three for the English Channel. This is an important channel. 3 barks is probably what we should have just to keep things safe and tidy. And I think we're still training or building barks. Yeah, we're building a bark down here in Aquitaine. Yeah, that's fine. And we're building barks here in Wales as well. On to the next turn. The Spanish loyalists here in Cyrenaica are going to be attacking the army that I did bribe here, and I don't intend to fight this. Yeah, they have their chivalric men-at-arms and their chivalric sergeants, mounted sergeants, archers, urban militia, even a 1-star general. So, yeah, auto-resolve that, and enemy killed 238. Hey, not bad. Not bad, and yeah, I kind of mucked things up a little bit. But yeah, they did get those loyalist soldiers, which are decent. But you know what? I kind of damaged them a bit. I thought, oh, it took half of their army. And I wonder if they would even have a hard time holding Cyrenaica, you know, now that I destroyed those buildings, including those population loyalty buildings like the watchtowers and the border fort. Maybe not. But I can't keep that spy there. So yeah, that actually, yeah, okay. Ransom demanded. No, I'm not going to be paying ransom for Spanish soldiers. I'm the richest. Okay. I wonder what my income is, because I mean, I know I'm the richest, but I don't know if my income is that high. I guess I can check here in a moment. And a lot of Inquisition details. I was able to kill a few more Polish generals and captains and governors. A couple more. Yeah, you know, just kind of making work of those guys. And I'm getting my spies into the Polish territories as well. The ones that I can, of course. Fortress finished here in Scotland. I wonder, that's not my first fortress, is it? It might be. It's kind of funny having the most advanced technology up here in Scotland. But that's because Scotland's just focusing in on agents. That's it. So I'm not spending any more time on getting buildings and for any other reasons. I'm just taking up for spies and assassins. So that's, you know, why I have a fortress here. And the Italians won't let me marry their princess. Why? And same with the Swiss. The Swiss have also declined. And I'm still waiting on the Danes. The Danes just, they always say yes. So hopefully that does keep happening here. All right, charismatic, +1 morale. Hey, how about that? That's pretty sweet. That's pretty nice. +2 acumen, +20 happiness. Okay, well, you are not a governor, so... Okay, +2 acumen. It's not bad, though. Pride. Alright, -2 command. Who is this for? Can't even tell. Oh, probably the person inside of the castle. +3 valor. Okay. And then morale, loyalty, -1 acumen. Alright, alright. Piety and zeal. And I'm going to hang on to Sir Roger Mortimer until I can move him on over to the Levant. I think that my leadership core in this area is solid enough, but I think I would like to have someone out here to, oh, I don't know, take over for... I just have a 2-star general down here. It's that Lord Montfort guy. It used to be Lord Montfort, now it's Sir William Bouchier. And yeah, I could do better. 2 stars. I could use to have a Sir Roger Mortimer down here in Palestine, I reckon. Now I have my big fleet of cogs and caravels here in the Straits of Gibraltar, and my caravels have a speed of 1, cogs have a speed of 2. It's tempting to split my fleet up to make sure that I can catch these caravels. Which I could do if I split my cogs up. It's kind of weird having my strongest boats be my fastest boats. In this case, because, you know, the barks are faster than the caravels. I suppose, yeah, let's do it. Do I attack the 2-star caravel or the 0-star caravel? Let's go after the 2-star. Let's catch him with the cogs and then follow up with the caravels. And let's hope that can work. It looks like another Spanish. Yeah, I've got a boat up here. And what do we have up here? Here, 2 caravels versus my 2 caravels, and they have 2-star admiral and I have a 1-star admiral. So let's try to flee. In fact, that's exactly what I was afraid of too. I was like, if they match me, that's gonna suck. And they did. They matched me, and they, you know, brought a better admiral. So I don't know if if they try to attack me, I might not be able to get away from this. They might actually catch me, which that would suck. That'd be very unfortunate. Aha. Okay, this is more like it. So during the intern phase, where I was trying to escape, as I did show you, from the Atlantic, I was able to defeat, as a defender, the 2-star admiral and those 2 caravels. So hey. You know, yes, the defenders have an advantage in these naval battles in this game. And I suppose I got lucky here. And that helps a lot. That was, that's 2 caravels of, these boats that are kind of hard to pin down. You know, I'm trying to chase these guys around and destroy them, and they ended up just destroying themselves. So huzzah to that. And here we were able to kill the one boat that I was attacking, the 2-star admiral, 1 caravel. Perfect. And yeah, got some Inquisition news here. Armorer's Guild is finished here in Wales. And Monastery is finished here in Palestine, okay. Master Merchant finished here in Ireland. And we have a son. This is going to be my 2nd son. Perfect. Yes, alright. An heir and a spare. So now we can attack this boat, this caravel. So let's send... So yeah, you have 3 stars now. Perfect. And they should not be able to get away either, again, because they're going to be too slow. Caravel, 2 stars. So... I want to keep these boats together. Splitting them off so that the barks can guaranteed to catch the, the caravel, and then have my own caravels follow up to guarantee the finish. But like, I don't know if the 2 caravels can guarantee that finish. So if that one, caravel destroys a lot of my barks and wins that, I just, let's see if we can just catch them the good old fashioned way. We'll see. And has any Spanish boats slipped past my lines? It doesn't appear so. It looks like I am slowly taking back over the Mediterranean. Yes, I like that. And getting rid of those 2 Spanish boats that are right there. And what would be left after that? Oh man, I think that's it. Once I get rid of those last 2 Spanish boats, that is it for the Spanish navies. Well, that's just fantastic. Yeah, cool. All right. That's going to be nice. And this fight's guaranteed. I will catch them. This one, we'll see if we can catch them there. And there's nothing there. Hard to tell sometimes, but no, it would show red if there was. Right. Do I get this boat back? I can just bring a bark out so we can double up here in the Bay of Biscay. And yeah, I'm glad these guys survived. That's so nice. Yeah, 2-star admiral now. Yes, you guys earned it. Good job. Good job, fellas. Income making 3,800 now. And that's just from expanding to like, we just kind of bridged the gap between like the Straits of Sicily and up here. So just got a few more ports and yeah, that's good. That's looking good. And so we're still not bridged up between here. Yeah, once we clear out the Straits of Gibraltar, that's going to be very, very nice. Well, obviously we have to connect all this stuff too, but we have the boat in this fleet, I think, to do a lot of that connecting. At least along the southern path, yeah. Because we just need the African coast filled, and then we're good to go. Whereas up here, we need to have these two places filled. But we're not far off. We really don't have that many boats to replace, honestly, to recover all of our trade, so that's looking pretty nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And the Italians have retained Cordoba as well. The Spanish did get rid of that peasants' rebellion here in Aragon. How are they looking? Very low taxes, loyalty 104%. So, yeah, my 2 Valor Spy is causing issues here. Yes, he is. You don't have... Okay, so I can't buy you. I should keep an eye out. Ooh, weak principles. Okay. Mana principle. Okay, I probably did that. Yeah, probably. Well, what's this? The Sicilians. Jesus, they're actually making a move. And they're attacking the Italians, which, you know, in all fairness, own Sicily, so that does make sense. It's unfortunate, you know, as I was saying, I do want the Italians to remain strong. And now they have a war against the Sicilians. I wonder if the Italians are going to pursue that war, because they don't have any land borders. You know, they could just call it even at that point and say, okay, you own Sicily. Or, I mean, the Italians do have boats in the water. They could, if they wanted to, say, nope, we want Sicily back, and then go fight for it. Although, I do imagine that the Sicilians have a lot of royal knights. The factions that just kind of sit around and don't do anything just end up having a lot of their family members and their bodyguard units just kind of remain and hang out. And despite the fact that they're 20-man units, they, you know, once you have a whole stack of them, they're kind of strong. So the Italians would have to potentially divert a substantial amount of resources to Sicily if they wanted to take it back. And yeah, that's going to be kind of a tough choice for them to make. Yeah, it's too bad. All right, so, oh my god. So we lost 4 boats sinking that one Spanish that was the caravel. Yeah, gosh, that's so weird. 4 boats. I thought I had like 3 cogs? 3? I wonder how that worked. Yeah, because I had it up in one fleet, didn't I? I thought I had one fleet of cogs and caravels all together. This is showing it separate, which is strange. But I thought that I'd kept that fleet together because I didn't need to separate it. No, I guess I did just separate it. Yeah, because the cogs could catch the caravels. But then they lost? Like those multiple cogs lost to a 1-star? God damn, that's so... Oh, naval battles in this game are just so confounding sometimes, you know? But hey, I got it. I did sink that one caravel, but golly, oh. Alright, I have the highest level of technological excellence. Good for me, good for England. And a storm has sunk a fire galley. That's not my boat. That's either a Sicilian boat or an Italian boat or a Byzantine boat, but it's not mine. And I was trying to bribe a general, the Spanish army out here, and he was too loyal, so that is unfortunate. Yeah, it's kind of hard to bribe armies in this game, actually. You know, because if you, like, fail at bribing them, and then they get a trait that makes them harder to bribe, you know, it kind of takes away that advantage of having, you know, picking out generals that have traits that make them easier to bribe, and then they get, like, a negating trait for that, which is just really confusing. And, yeah, it makes it hard. Makes it hard to bribe armies in this game, which this is probably fine. It's probably okay for that to be the case. It probably shouldn't be, like, a really easy thing to do. That the only army that I was able to bribe, I was able to bribe because he had too many traits, so he couldn't get a new trait. He couldn't get a hard to bribe trait, which is kind of a weird way to accomplish a bribe, you know? Like, it's on a technicality, kind of, but, yeah, in any case. Alright, so yes, more Inquisition stuff happening in Orthodox territories, weird, and I'm catching papal assassins in Flanders. Okay, papal. I see you. The Byzantines want an alliance. I'm kind of down with that. They're allied with the Italians now. I think the only reason why we broke that alliance with the Byzantines, or maybe they broke it with, I'm pretty sure they broke it with us. And, oh, they're at war with the Spanish now. Why is that happening? Ooh, did that happen on sea or on land? Because they do border the Byzantines out in the east. So, I think I would ally with the Byzantines, I think. Yeah, sure. I don't have any intention of attacking them. And I don't consider them a danger to me or a threat to me when it comes to their glorious achievements points. So that should be fine. Yeah, +1 morale. Okay. And -1 dread. And then morale, minus acumen, plus morale, +2 loyalty. Okay. Okie dokie. So where did that attack occur? So they didn't take anything, the Spanish that is. They did not take Armenia or Rome. And the Byzantines didn't take anything either. I wonder if the attack just happened on sea. Because I saw Byzantine boats here. And I wonder... Huh. Didn't it say that I lost 4 boats? I'm so confused. Was that here? Here I lost 4 boats. So here, did my attack never even occur and the Byzantines just took out that Spanish boat for me? And then it was here that I lost 4 boats because yeah, I had multiple, but I had way more boats here in this stack. Okay, I completely misread what was happening there. Okay. Huh. All of a sudden, I'm noticing a lot of Byzantine boats in the water. So maybe, I guess it's a good thing that I got an alliance with them because having them declare, you know, as I've said before, the AI does kind of do these little wonky naval wars for no reason, just to kind of like say fuck you, and it's good to have an alliance to kind of deter that as much as you can. Okay, so is the Spanish naval war is like over? They have no more boats in the water now, right? Right. Spain, you better not be hiding anything, Spain. All right, yeah, that's great, great. I wish I had those 4 boats that I just lost. God damn. Because I was just saying too, like, yeah, I could totally like combine everything and it'll be fine. I still can, I suppose. I can combine. I can just send you here, and I'll have more barks on the way. Yeah, but with that combined, and then oh no, we still have to combine this. Okay, okay. I can do it. It's fine. I should still be building boats in Aquitaine. I don't know. I should have stopped that. And Brittany. Yep, doing that. Getting the cogs here in Normandy. Getting caravels in Flanders. Cogs in Wessex. Do I want... getting some Grand Inquisitors. I was doing that just so I can kind of really mess with Poland. Also, I mean, check out the drip on these guys. I mean, come on, you guys, you want a map full of those guys? Just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Grand Inquisitors? No, thank you. Scary, scary business. But against the enemies, yes, absolutely. Because even just my normal Inquisitors are really messing up the... They're really messing up the polls. I mean, I'm just killing governors and generals left and right with these guys. And is that having any effect? I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, the papacy kind of took Austria. All right, that'd be cool if they could finish taking it. That'd be kind of neat. I can't believe the Danes have held on to Pomerania. That's crazy to me. It's surrounded. It's bordering 4 Polish provinces. Like, why haven't they taken it? And the Novgorods haven't lost any ground, so that's good as well. Are they still at war with them, though? They are. Okay. Well, I got my spies up here in these 3 provinces, and are they doing anything? Loyalty 134. Nah, yeah, not really getting much done out here. I am using my spy to spy on this guy, And informants +2 valor. I don't think that does anything. I don't know. It makes it harder. Maybe it makes it harder for him to uncover bad traits, but it doesn't stop the thing that I'm trying to do, which is to cause this like vice line where he ends up losing loyalty and a bunch of other bad stuff. So that doesn't stop this. This +2 valor versus spies does not stop that from happening. That happens no matter what. So as long as I continue to spy on this guy, it doesn't matter if he doesn't uncover any bad traits. That vice will happen. So yeah, same thing here. Just keep spying on him. And then over here as well, was I spying on you or someone else? Thought it was you. And the Inquisitors as well. Just keep chipping away at these guys. Oh wow, okay. I just saw the Byzantines attacking Syria. Oh wait. Or Arabia? Syria, yes. Yeah, I want to just skip everything and go to that part. Yep. Okay, got it. Spies, yes, got it. Come on. This is what I want to see. Let's look at that part. And the Italians have been excommunicated. Okay. Is that for fighting the Spanish? Huh, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder. That's a bummer. And yeah, the Sicilians have taken Sicily back. Right. Ooh, okay, so yeah, they did get excommunicated for taking, for attacking the Spanish by taking Valencia. Okay. And what do we have here? Occam's razor. So William of Ockham has aided scholarship in the most simple and profound way. His proposal is that the simplest explanation of a problem is always the best explanation. With this one idea, Occam's razor, he has given scholars a rule for dealing with the questions of nature, faith, and life. Minus 10% zeal in all English provinces. And there we go, the Danes. Man, gosh, they are just so reliable when it comes to trying to marry off your princes, because I was getting denied. You know, I think it was the Sicilians and the Swiss, even the Italians were saying no. I was like, golly, you know, come on, what's going on here? But no, the Danes, all reliable. You know, that's like a #1 reason to keep them alive. It's just because it seems like no matter who I play as, the Danes will say yes to marriage proposals. It's curious because I wonder, like, if I ever do come across a faction that I play where the Danes do say no to, then that will confirm there's some sort of like, you know, in-game diplomatic factional biases, which would be very interesting if I came across that. But so far I haven't. So far the Danes have not, you know, they've never said no to any of the factions that I have played as. Although I guess this is only the third Catholic faction I've played. Yeah, I've only played as the English, Danes, and Aragonese. So I guess that's not a large pool. so yeah, I guess I gotta experiment a bit more. And the Byzantines were not able to take Syria. Okay, guys, you should... Okay, they did take back Constantinople, though. That's good. That's one that I was a little worried about. Where did they even... Where did the Poles attack? Where did the Poles attack from? Overseas, I guess? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Okay, and the Poles did take back Austria from the papacy. That's to be expected. But was there actually a fight here? Did the Byzantines actually fight the Spanish? It's hard to tell. These armies were already pretty banged up. They do kind of look a bit more banged up, I suppose. And the Byzantine armies, they could have only attacked from Armenia and Rum. And yeah, these armies look banged up. Yeah, it's so interesting that they've chosen to kind of throw in against the Spanish, you know, because why? You would think that they'd be kind of pooling their resources to fight up against the Poles, which is the faction they have been at war with for quite some time. So yeah, it's kind of an odd behavior to kind of go like, nope, we're going to do a little left field action and fight against the Spanish. For what reason, you know? Like, why? We weren't allies up until just last turn, so it's not like they're trying to appease me. You know, it's like they see an opportunity. What, to take Syria? Like one of the poorest regions? I mean, like, okay, no, if you build up trade is good here for a landlocked, you know, province. But still, you know, that's not why the Byzantines were doing that. So yeah, you would think that they would kind of go like all in on pushing back the Poles out of Georgia. In fact, do the Byzantines even have Georgia as a homeland objective? No, they did not. Okay, I guess I kind of explained that. But, you know, neither is Syria for that matter. Yeah, it's a curious thing, isn't it? And check out that economy, making 15,000 again. And, right, I kind of forgot. I am linked. I'm already linked. Thanks to my position in the Atlantic Ocean. So sure, I'm not trading with these places along the coast here in Costa Verde and Spanish Coast. And yeah, I still have a couple, you know, breaks in the line here in the Gulf of Valencia and the Gulf of Lions, although there's no ports here that I could trade with because I'm at war with the Spanish. But I could be trading with the Italians in these places. And in fact, I should try to do that, you know, because, you know, to enrich my allies as well with import as well. So yeah, gonna get working on it. Do I have ships that I can use? I mean, I guess. I mean, there's no Spanish boats in the water, right? So let's do that then. Let's go. Let's bring you out and just bridge the gap there, and then let's put you together there, and then you go up here, and then we just need boats. What do we have? 2 barks there. We can get a bark down here, and then we just need the Spanish coast. Yeah, we're very, very close. In fact, I guess we can do that. Yeah, let's just do this and go Spanish coast, and ta-da, that should be everything. Oh no, we need boats in the Straits of Gibraltar, right? That's pretty important. I guess let's do this for now, and then this for now. There, that's we'll make it look tidy, and we'll fix the composition and the order of things. But that's for now. I mean, Jesus, the fact that we're making 15,000 without those ports, you know, we're going to get a few more ports from that, and that's going to be very, very nice. And that's going to do it for this episode. So, making some good progress against the Spanish and obviously wiping out their navies does feel good. I'm starting to wonder if I want to start to look for a ceasefire, but at the same time, the progress that the Italians are making on the Iberian Peninsula is encouraging. So I do want to sort of still continue to support that, honestly. And the thing is that if I get a ceasefire, sure, like I could say that I could support this war just using my agents without, you know, actually, you know, having armed conflict against the Spanish. And you're right, but if I get that ceasefire with the Spanish, and yeah, I could trade with their ports, which would be nice here in Morocco and Algeria, Tunisia, Cyrenaica, the port that I did save, Egypt, Sinai. That's a few of them actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, that's kind of tempting. It is tempting, but then I would also be strengthening their economy also by giving them their import tax as well from that trade. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I might take that hit just to sort of continue to keep the Spanish economy in the dumps so that the Italians can continue to try to make progress against the Spanish, I suppose. Yeah, that's that's the idea. And so the Italians have still not started a war against the Poles yet. No, they have not. And I wonder if they're going to try to save Sicily. Gosh, it's just the Sicilian king, really. Okay. Huh. It's just him. Sure, there are units back here in Naples, which is, yeah, just a whole stack of Royal Knights. Pretty obscene. Yeah, that would not be fun to fight up against at all. Yeah, the Italians might just want to let Sicily go and just focus their efforts on pushing the Spanish back. That's probably their best bet. And gosh, the Spanish, they're so lightly, they're holding these provinces so lightly up here in North Africa and then in Granada as well. And it does feel like the Italians could make a push here. Now, the excommunication might slow them down a little bit, but the fact that the Spanish just have so many stacks held up here in Toulouse and Syria is really hurting them because they could be using these forces elsewhere. You know, like even if they could think to give up Arabia and Syria to kind of pull back and focus on the Italians would be useful for them. But yeah, then the Byzantines would be making some progress in that case. But yeah, in any case, in the Poles, you know, I so far doesn't feel like I've really accomplished much yet, but using agents in this fashion does take time. It is sort of a long-term project that does, yeah, it takes time. And I would consider at this point to maybe start to bring in some assassins because even in a failed assassination attempt could cause a general to lose piety. The problem is that failed assassination attempts lead to dead assassins, whereas failed spy stuff and inquisitor stuff does not lead to dead spies and inquisitors. So, yeah, it's kind of a tough investment, you know. It's not that I can't afford it, of course. And I am producing Valor 1 assassins here in Northumbria, so that's fine. It's tempting. There's a good, like, there's a good, what's the word for things when they work together? I can't think of it right now, but there's a good, you know, when assassins can reduce piety, that makes it easier for, you know, inquisitors to do their job as well. So there's a word for that. Symbiotic symbicism, something like that. It's just, something. There's a word for that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Consolidating playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.